Hello, darling friend. I want to talk about songs, rhymes and stories for the very, very youngest, the 0 to 4-year-olds. Because being able to create wonderful stories and songs and rhymes for this age group is a gift that can last a lifetime. And even though they won't remember exactly what was said or what was sung, but what they will remember is how those things made them feel, how secure they feel, how loved and nourished. Because stories nourish our very soul, don't they? And so I would like to share top 4 tips, whether you're a librarian, a parent and toddler group leader, a teacher, a parent or a grandparent. Maybe you can use some or all of these. And the first one is surroundings. Because a young child is like a sponge, soaking up everything from their environment. So if we can create safe, beautiful spaces for them, where there's not too much visual or auditory noise, then they can relax and breathe deeply so that everything around them is warm and inviting and full of beauty and nourishment. Early experiences shape who we become. And it was a wise woman who once said to me that the only thing you can change in a child under 7 is their environment. Now, this has been an incredible, powerful and useful concept for me, both in my work and whilst I've been raising my children. So what we're looking for is creating harmony, and we can do that in our storytelling setting, and it's really, really important. Tip 2, songs and rhymes. Babies and toddlers respond to the singing, to our voices. They respond whether they're high-pitched or low, jagged or soft. And so when we offer them soft and gentle rhymes, like lullabies, it leaves them to do the essential work of growing. So you could sing them lullabies when you want them to drift off to sleep or when they've been particularly busy. How about this one? At evening when I go to bed, I see the stars shine overhead. They are the little daisies white that dot the meadow of the night. Now, I'm not a singer, but if it's sung with love, then you don't need to be particularly brilliant at singing. You just are bringing something of that quality to the child. And of course, it's lovely to have a balance between those softer, gentler moments and the brighter, more enlivened moments. So let's think. Oh, I know. I have 10 fingers and they all belong to me. I can make them do things. Watch and you'll see. I can close them up tight. I can open them wide. I can put them together. I can make them hide. I can jump them up high. I can jump them down low. I can place them in my lap. Just so. So these rhymes that we share with them, they can allow the child to fall into the rhythms and to the cadences and to have fun. They're just brilliant songs and rhymes, and there's loads of them around. Tip 3, gestures. The clear, precise gestures that I used when I was doing the fingers song can really help the children to observe and enjoy and then to join in with those. And when they're very, very clear and precise, it's very helpful. I always think that when you're with very little children, keeping your words to a minimum in storytelling before you start the singing is really a sort of magical. There's an idea that these words that you're going to be speaking are so special that you surround them by a little bit of wonder and silence. So I might use gestures to call them in, and my eyes saying, oh, this way, and gathering them. And as I said, these children are like little sponges, and if they're babes in arms, you can see their eyes just looking up and wondering. So using our facial expression and our gestures are really brilliant. They draw us into that magical world. And those little ones, they want to copy our movements, and they want to imitate even the intention behind those movements. So if you're using row, row, row your boat, like this, or bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? They support the child's memory and their language acquisition, but also they support muscle development and coordination. So they're really, really useful, these gestures. Think about others. Pat a cake. Can you put some below if you can think of some? Head and shoulders, knees and toes. Said row, row, row the boat. But there's loads of them, aren't there? So it's great to do these, and it's lovely also to do them with your children in arms. So you might be able to stroke Incy Wincy Spider climbing up the spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. And just gently stroking the child as you sing the songs. Ooh, really soothing. Obviously, you've got to it depends on the child, but a really lovely way to connect with them. And when we as adults connect with those children, it's a bonding moment that hopefully both of you will really, really treasure. So, tip 4. Are you ready? Tip 4 is, I would suggest you gather a repertoire of rhymes. Gather them, and I gather them season by season so that I share them season by season. And I don't just share them once, I share them over and over and over again. And I learn them. So if you can share them heart to heart, it's just such a bonus. It creates a connection between you, and once again, it goes back to that sense of belonging and warmth. And when we feel that, it makes it easier for us to learn. When our brains are open and wanting to learn, it's better when we're in a body that feels soft and is breathing well. So these will strengthen the synapses in your brain and build your memory capacity. Not just the child, but you too, as you learn those songs and rhymes. And they can take them on board themselves if you share them often enough. So it exposes them to all these lovely words, to the pronunciation of these words, and to syllables and intonation, sounds, pitch, all of these beautiful, beautiful things that they will be learning instinctively and just taking from you. And we want to teach them as many of these words as possible, because actually today's children are learning less and less words. When I'm learning a new rhyme, I'll give you my top tip, which is that I write it down on a piece of paper. If I can't, if I think, oh my goodness, I'm not going to remember this when I'm in the setting, and then I pin it up on a wall further away from me so that the children can't see it, but I can just glance over to it and have a little look if I get stuck on the words. Anyway, I hope these have been really helpful to you. Let me remind you what they are. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope these 4 tips might be useful to you and inspire your next storytelling session. If you would like more information or inspiration from me, then please do reach out to me. My details are below. Songs and stories aren't just about entertainment. They do help our children in so many ways, including their imagination, their confidence, and their sense of belonging. Remember, oral storytelling doesn't have to be complicated or difficult. By using these simple songs and rhymes, let nature inspire you. And above all, enjoy the wonder of being with these beautiful, wonderful, cheeky maybe, 0 to 4-year-olds. Happy storytelling, wherever you are in the world.